Hey guys, this is Jeff for This Week with JTT. I'll try to keep on top of the situation with Diddy. This is talk about like on day 4. Like I said, I'm a few days behind. This is Tuesday. This is like I think it's last Thursday, something like that. But we'll talk about what the Associated Press talked about. It talked about Sean Diddy Combs' trial to delve into the seediest side of rap's bad boy. Oh yeah, I recommend you if you can still find it. Look for Diddy making a bad boy. I think it's still on Peacock. I think. I know on Tubi says the rise and fall of Diddy. They got a few more documentaries of this guy like crazy, and I'm gonna try to catch one from Tubi if I can, because like the one from Peacock, yeah, it says a lot. Let's say that some key players might be involved in there. One I'm gonna talk about very soon. I'm like, here's the funny thing. I called it. Well, after I saw Diddy making a bad boy at Peacock, I had to think of one of the top players going to make a move, going to say something, and testify, and it might come to fruition. So yeah, I called it. But before I get too far ahead, let me read what it says to the Associated Press. I will add a link so you can read for yourself. They got other links you can look into as well that add some extra to it. Starts off. Hip-hop impresario Sean Diddy Combs once presided like a prince over his white parties in the Hamptons, attracting A-list celebrities, gossip columnists, and photographers. But a trial started Monday, which is last week. Prosecutors would cast the Thai entertainer as a criminal sexual deviant who exploited his fame to abuse women at gatherings held far out of public view. How scary is that? For over 2 decades, prosecutors allege that Bad Boy Records founder used the power and prestige he gained in building his hip-hop empire to destroy young lives. He faces indictment that includes descriptions of freak-offs, drugged-up orgies in which women are forced to have sex with male sex workers while Combs filmed them. Numerous witnesses has come forward to accuse Combs of terrorizing people into silence by choking, hitting, kicking, and dragging them off them by the hair, prosecutors say. Once the indictment alleges, he even dangled somebody off a balcony. If I'm correct, that might have been, I think it might be one of Cassie Ventura's friends, I think. Combs' lawyer contend prosecutors are trying to police consensual sexual activity. If there's drugs involved and people being like coerced, I beg to differ. And while Combs 55 had acknowledged one episode of violence, the caught on video beating of his former girlfriend, R&B singer Cassie, his lawyer said that other allegations are false. Hate to tell you this, folks, if he say like, yeah, I did this, there's a very good chance he may commit other foul crimes too. If you admit to one, chances are there might be more. Jury selection is scheduled to begin Monday at a federal court in Manhattan. Testimony will likely start the following week, which should be this week, I think. Like I said, there's a video clip there from MSNBC. And boy, it says if convicted on charges, which includes racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transporting people across state lines to engage in prostitution, Combs faces a possible sentence, decades in jail. Even if it's like 10 to 20 years, maybe 30, that's a life sentence right there, because the guy is 55 right now. Goes on to say, investigation follow Cassie lawsuit. They thought they can't use that footage in a trial, but think again. They're using Cassie as person to testify against Diddy. And don't think she won't be the last. There'll be other names, other big names too. Although dozens of men and women have alleged in lawsuits that Combs abused them, this trial will highlight claims of 4 women. Just 4? I have a gut feeling even for the sake of army, he tried to escape. There could be other people coming after him, and it's not going to stop. One of them is Cassie filed a lawsuit in late 2023 saying that Combs had subjected her to years of abuse, including beatings, rapes, after they met in 2005. So he'd been with Cassie for a good minute. The Associated Press does not typically name people who said they had been essayed unless they come forward publicly, as Cassie, whose legal name is Cassandra Ventura, did. Her lawsuit, which offered the first public account of the freak off described in there, so basically she could tell you that, yeah, this is what happened, and that's what it looks like. She could be, in terms of freak off, she's like an eyewitness there, so there you go. Her lawsuit, which offered first public account of the freak offs described in the indictment, was settled in a day. 4 months later, though federal investigators raided Combs' home in Los Angeles, Miami. I remember that day when the feds raid two of your residences in the same day. You know you're not gonna tell me that you're not on someone's radar. You're on the feds radar. Homeland Security. Forget the cops. If Homeland Security raided both your residents simultaneously, I promise you, you're on someone's radar and it's not good. Hold on a sec. Better be important. Better be important. Not important. Shocker. Okay, where was I? But, yeah, 4 months later, federal investigators raided Combs' home in Los Angeles and Miami and confronted him at a private airport in Florida, seizing 96 electronic devices. They found 3 AR-style rifles with defaced serial numbers. Who is he going to fight? The 3-time Grammy winner was indicted last September. He has since been held in a federal jail in Brooklyn after judges ruled that he would be a threat to intimidate witnesses and victims if released. No kidding. I could bet you money he'd even try from behind the jail cell. The 17-page indictment against Combs accuses him of using employees of his business endeavors, including record labels, a recording studio, an apparel line, an alcohol experience company, a marketing agency, a television network, and a media company to facilitate his crimes through acts that include kidnapping, arson, and bribery. Remember Kid Cudi? Yeah. Kid Cudi was threatened to have his car blown up, and he was seen with Cassie. Sure as if his car blew up in his driveway. Yeah, there's nothing more frightening about to, hit the remote to open the car door, boom, the car blows up. Yeah. That would have you, awake at night. Prosecutors plan to show jurors travel records, text messages, and emails, hotel records, and video to supplement testimony and support their claims about what they call freak-off activity. Jurors will also see security camera videos showing Combs punching, kicking, and then dragging Cassie in the hallway of Los Angeles in a Los Angeles hotel in 2016. Wow. Like I said, there's tons of clips. I want to talk about a clip about after the video aired on CNN last year. Combs apologized, saying, "I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I was disgusted then what I did. I'm disgusted now." Kind of too late, dude. You should be beyond disgusted what you did, period. This got better and better. Defense says freak-offs were consensual. So it's a modern-day Roman orgy. Drugs, alcohol, yeah, okay. Combs' attorney, Mark Agnifilo, said at a bail hearing that Combs wrote a very large check to Cassie after she filed her lawsuit, the lawyer said. The payout motivated others to come forward with false claims. Agnifilo said Combs was not a perfect person, but there had been drug use and toxic relationships, but he said the rapper was undergoing therapy before his arrest. Kind of too little too late. A few decades later, too little too late. He said Cassie Combs was in a 10-year relationship that's very loving at times, and at times they choose to bring a third person into their intimacy. That was their thing, he said. It was a sought-after special part of their relationship. The trial is not Combs' first. In 2001, he was acquitted of bringing an illegal handgun into a crowded Manhattan dance club where 3 people were wounded by gunfire. A rapper in Combs' entourage, Jamal Barrow, who performed under the name Shine, was convicted in the shooting and served nearly 9 years in prison. He took the fall for Diddy. At a pretrial conference Thursday, Combs confirmed to a judge that he turned down a plea offer that would carry a lesser penalty than what he might have faced if he was convicted in his upcoming trial. Just before he left the courtroom after the hearing, he defiantly shook his fist in the air. He thinks he's gonna he thinks he's gonna pull OJ, thinking like just you thought he's gonna be convicted, he's gonna walk. No, not this time. I said before, I say it again. They learned their lesson dealing with OJ. Cross your T's, dot your I's, have all the evidence. Have all the right eyewitnesses, have everyone in place and ready to go. And there's people who go ready to go, the bat, for the prosecutors, they learn. They learn. And so will Diddy. But folks, what do you think about this? I got to post the link to go with this. Let me know in the comments down below. Peace.